Hi, my name is Anna Nikipirovic and I am the author of Crocheted Wreaths for the Home book. And today I want to show you how to make your very own, very simple, beautiful mistletoe wreath. All you will need to make your little wreath base is some medium length ivy vines, some Floristry wire and secateurs to cut the wire. You don't need secateurs, you can have just some old scissors that are able to cut this wire. It's not very thick wire, so you'll be okay. I have taken all the foliage of those vines and make sure that they are nice and damp. If they are too dry, they will just break. So you want them to be pliable, so they need to be a bit damp. Before you start shaping your wreath, cut 2 pieces of wire, grab your vine and start shaping it into a circle. This is when it helps when the branches are a bit damp, because that way they don't instantly break, okay? Grab another piece, hold it down here, and this one just wind inside, just wind around the circle you already have. This is your wreath, so you are in charge of it really, so you do as you please. If you want it a lot thicker, then make it a lot thicker. Then just keep on adding vines, twirling them around and around and around. I want my one to be quite nice, small and dinky, so I'm keeping it like that. So let's just pull this up. Don't worry, you can maneuver it nicely. So when you're happy with the shape, you can start securing it with the wire. What I'm going to do, I'm going to secure this one here with the wire. Now, I usually secure it on top or at the bottom, wherever I'm putting my foliage, because I want the wires to be covered with my crocheted foliage. So I want my foliage to be on top and the bottom exposed, so I'm going to put my wires, secure my wreath with the wires on top. So just kind of twist it around those branches so they don't undo. So now I'm going to secure it with wire on this end as well, so it doesn't unravel. There we go. This is super simple and creates incredibly effective little wreath. It's very rustic little wreath, which I quite like. Actually, I like that about it. So now our little wreath is ready for decorating. To make the little mistletoe leaves and white berries, you will need green and cream yarn. I am using Paintbox 100% wool worsted. You can use any yarn you wish. Just make sure you adjust your hook accordingly to the thickness of your yarn. You also need 3.5mm crochet hook, snipping scissors and tapestry needle for weaving in the ends. We're going to start with the mistletoe leaf and our green yarn. We need to start with a slip knot, so let me just show you first how I make my slip knot. On the palm of your hand, make a loop. Place the end of your yarn on top of the yarn attached to the ball of yarn. Lift up this loop here. Place it over the long piece of yarn. Lift up the loop from in between and pull off both ends to tighten. Insert your hook in a loop and pull on the strand that is attached to the ball of yarn to tighten around your hook. Make sure it's not done too tightly so the loop is nice and movable on your hook. Now, we're going to start a mistletoe leaf with 12 chains. So we're going to go yarn around the hook, pull it through the loop on our hook, and that is 1 chain. So yarn around the hook, pull it through the loop on your hook, that's a 2nd chain. So let's make 10 more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, as you can see, our chains form beautiful V, and on the next round we will work into those V's, and we're going to start with the 2nd loop from hook. which for me is this one. So we were going to work a slip stitch into this chain here. So we're going to go insert your hook into this chain, grab your yarn, pull it through that stitch you just entered, and immediately through the loop on your hook as well. See? So that's a slip stitch. So now we're going to work 1 double crochet into next 3 chains. I am using UK terminology. So we're going to insert a hook into the next stitch, grab your yarn and pull it through. So we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn around the hook and pull it through both of those loops. So that's a first double crochet made. And another one, insert your hook into the stitch, insert your hook into the chain, yarn around the hook and pull the yarn through. 2 loops on our hook, yarn around the hook and pull it through both of those loops. Okay, and 1 more. Okay, so now we will work 1 half treble into next 3 chains. Half treble in US is half double. So we work it in this way. We go yarn around the hook, insert a hook into the next stitch, grab your yarn and pull it through. So we have 3 loops on our hook. Now yarn around the hook and you're going to pull through all those 3 loops. Pull it through all those loops. There we go. So that's our first half treble made. Let's make another one. Yarn around the hook, into the chain, grab the yarn and pull it through. 3 loops on our hook, yarn around the hook and through all 3. Okay, let's do 1 more. And through all 3. Okay, so now we're going to work 1 double crochet in the next 3 chains. So as we've done before, double crochet is nice and simple. 1, 2, and 3. Let me just grab some more yarn. So in the last chain, we are going to work a slip stitch. So insert your hook into the last chain, grab your yarn and pull it through, and immediately pull it through the loop on your hook. Okay? And now we're going to work chain 1. So just grab your yarn and pull it through the loop on your hook. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn our work and work on the other side of the foundation row. So the chains we have made at the beginning, we're going to work into the back of them now. We're going to work into the other side of them. So we're going to start as we ended with a slip stitch into our next stitch. So insert your hook into the back of that chain and make a slip stitch. Oopsie daisy. There we go. So now what we are going to do is work 1 double crochet into next 3 chains. So we will work into the back of our chains. While we are doing this, I want us to enclose the tail. So when you insert your hook to work your double crochet into the next chain, for me it's this one here, I'm going to place the tail on top of my hook as well. So when I grab the yarn and pull it through, you see, I enclose this tail and I'm going to finish off my double crochet and my tail is enclosed in the stitch. So that way we don't have to weave it in. So let's do 2 more double crochet. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, so that's our 3 double crochets made. And now we're going to work 1 half treble into next 3 chains. So yarn around the hook, into your stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through. 3 loops on our hook, yarn around the hook and pull it through all 3. Okay, let's make 2 more. And all the time enclosing our tail. Oh, I've done something wrong here. Let's have a look. There we go. That's better. Okay, so now we are almost at the end. We have to make 1 double crochet into next 3 chains. Again, enclosing our tail as we go. 1, 2, and 3. And we finish off our work with 1 slip stitch into our very last chain. We're going to work a slip stitch here, and that's it. So what we can do now is cut our yarn, make a little chain and pull it all the way through. So that way it locks it a little bit better. Okay. We can cut off that yarn, that yarn and that we were enclosing into our stitches as we were working. And all we have to do now is just weave in this end here. So grab your tapestry needle, feed the end through the eye, and at the back, just weaving in the stitches. What I usually do it through three stitches. So I weave it in through 3 stitches here, pull it through, then omit this stitch here where the yarn comes out of, and just kind of like lock it. So you lock it. So you go into the next stitch and all the other stitches, just so you lock this end so it doesn't unravel. And that's it. What you have to do is block this leaf as well. The way I block it is I place it on a towel. I insert just a standard pin into both ends of this leaf and then steam it so they hold the shape a little bit better. Okay, so now let's make the berry. Now, for this we will need our cream yarn. Start with the slip knot and make 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. Now, we're going to work half treble 3 together into the first chain that we made. So that will be the 3rd chain from hook. So to make half treble 3 together, we will work in this way. So yarn around the hook, insert it into your first chain, grab your yarn and pull it through, 3 loops on hook, yarn around the hook, insert it into the same chain, grab your yarn and pull it through. So we have 5 loops on hook. Give it a bit of a wiggle to loosen it up. So we're gonna go yarn around the hook, into this chain again, grab your yarn and pull it through. So now we have 7 loops on our hook. And now we're going to go yarn around the hook and pull it through all 7 loops on our hook. So you might have to wiggle it through a little bit. Here we go, you see? Now, chain 1 to lock this. So chain 1. And then chain 1 again. And slip stitch into the first chain as well. See? So that's our little berry. Let me just cut off the yarn so I can show it to you a little bit better. So that's our little berry. It's very small, but it's very, very cute. Now, grab your tapestry yarn and weave in the ends. I weave the ends on the berry. I weave them at the back, as you would do on anything really. So I kind of go underneath the first chain here and weave them in, not through many, but weave them into your half treble 3 together. Doesn't have to be particularly secure, because don't forget they will be glued onto your wreath. So I'm sure the glue will hold them in place nicely. So for the wreath, I have made 14 leaves and 8 berries. So let's put them all together now. So when you finished all your leaves and all your berries, you can start attaching them to your little wreath. I'm using a glue gun because I find it's the easiest way of doing this. And all you basically do, position them how you wish and just dab a bit of glue and secure them on. For the berries, what I have done, I've attached them to a little stick. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach this stick. I'm going to glue this stick just in between those leaves here. So I'm just going to attach this stick, give it a good portion of glue. And attach it there. Oopsie daisy, squeeze it inside, cover it with the leaves. And now we are ready to attach our ribbon. I have chosen a gold one because it's lovely and sparkly and it's Christmas, so sparkles are very much so in order. I am going to place it around the gap in between the leaves. So all you have to do is place it inside, make a little knot, so you've got a loop for hanging. And your little mistletoe wreath is ready. Happy making!